Dear friends, welcome to this video presentation. I am Dr. I. Jesudas S.J. from St. Xavier's College of Education, Palayangottai, that is in Tamil Nadu. At the moment, I am the principal of a B.Ed college, Punitha Valanar College of Education in Tindigal district. I am happy to present to you a video on educational statistics, a main concept, hypothesis and its types and some of the questions. Please enter into this video. I am happy to present to you. Dear friends, what is hypothesis? The word hypothesis consists of two words, hypo plus thesis. Hypo means tentative assumption or subject to verification, an intelligent guess. Thesis means statement about solution of the problem. Thus, hypothesis is a tentative statement about the solution of the problem. What is the nature of hypothesis? It is conceptual. It is verbal. It is a verbal expression of ideas and concepts. It is empirical, that can be verified. It means that tentative relationship between two or more variables can be established. Future oriented. It is the basis of a scientific research. These are all the characteristics. The criterion of formulating a hypothesis. The selected hypothesis should be testable. It should state a relationship between variables. It should be limited in scope. It should be consistent with most known facts. It should be stated as far as possible in simple terms. The hypothesis should be amenable to testing within a reasonable time. The functions of hypothesis in educational research. It provides solution to the problem and helps an investigator to start his research work. It delimits the field of the investigation. It provides the simple means for collecting evidences for verification. It sensitizes the researcher to work selectively with a focus. These are all the functions of hypothesis. In a way, that is the starting point to enter into any research. The necessary conditions for formulating hypothesis. That is richness of background knowledge to perceive relationship among the variables. Then versatility of intellect, which an investigator can use for reconstructing his experiences. Use of analogies and other practices for finding solutions. Consultation with colleagues and experts from different fields. These are all the necessary conditions in order to formulate hypothesis. What is the difference between a hypothesis and an assumption? An assumption, it means taking things for granted so that the situation is simplified for logical procedure. It may be partially true. What is hypothesis then? It is a proposition which the investigator seeks to prove. It is a condensed generalization which requires a good knowledge of principles and theories. What are the sources of hypothesis? Of course, from one's own culture and heritage, we can formulate our hypothesis because of our personal experience. It has a great influence upon the thinking process of people, and hypotheses may be formed to test one or more of these ideas. Then there is scientific theory. The knowledge of theory leads us to form further generalizations. Then personal experience, the way in which an individual reacts to each of these. Then analogies. Sometimes a hypothesis is formed to test whether the two phenomena have similarities in any other respect. What are the different forms of hypothesis? One is question form. The problem is expressed in the form of questions. or male students more intelligent than girl students, like that. Declarative and null form. When the statement states that there exists relationship between variables, it is declarative form. And when there exists no relationship, it is a null form. What is directional or non-directional hypothesis? When it specifies the direction, when the hypothesis specifies the direction, indicates the direction, it is directional, and when it doesn't specify, it is non-directional hypothesis. For an example, boys are more intelligent than girls. Here, clear direction on the boys. Boys are more intelligent than girls. What is the difference between directional and non-directional hypothesis? The hypothesis which stipulate the direction of the expected differences or relationship are termed as directional hypothesis. A research hypothesis which doesn't specify the direction of expected differences or relationship is a non-directional hypothesis. What is a null hypothesis? In a null form, the researcher makes a statement that no relationship exists. Since null hypotheses can be tested statistically, they are often termed as statistical hypothesis. The null hypothesis is a negative statement which denies what is asserted in the research. Example, there is no difference in the levels of intelligence among boys and girls. It is a null hypothesis. This denies the theory given in the research hypothesis. What is the criterion for judging the hypothesis? Plausibility of explanation, that is feasibility of the research. The hypothesis must be logically consistent. What is testability of explanation? It means the consequences deduced must be testable. There should be simplicity of explanation in hypothesis. Relationship must be supported by some scientific theory. What are the different types of hypothesis? Number one, descriptive hypothesis. A hypothesis about cause is explanatory and a hypothesis about law is descriptive. That is the difference. Tentative hypothesis. When phenomena cannot be fully understood because of the technical difficulties, we make tentative hypothesis. What is logical hypothesis? It is applied to see the reasons why certain phenomena behave in a uniform way. Fourth one, analytical hypothesis. The researcher takes attempts to explain and analyze the problems. Then it is analytical hypothesis. Some of the questions: which of the following methods of writing hypothesis is correct? Is it they are formulated before the collection of data, they are formulated before defining the problem, they are always written in directional form, or none of the above? Of course, they are formulated before the collection of data. Certainly, based on the hypothesis only, data can be collected. Number two, in a research, conclusions are drawn after testing the hypothesis, no doubt. The first and foremost, for statistical inclusion or derivation is the hypothesis. So, conclusions are drawn after testing the hypothesis, not the other way about. All of the following purposes are served by hypothesis except, none of these. Here, all the statements are true according to the definition of hypothesis. They determine the direction of research. They help to relate theory to observation and vice versa. They help to determine the ensemble. Hence, none of these is the right option here, because all the purposes are served by the hypothesis, all the above three. Which of the following is an important characteristic of hypothesis? They should be testable, they should express a relationship between variables, they should be limited in scope. According to the definition, all of the above are the correct options. Hypothesis is related to all of the following except what? Hypothesis related to the population parameters. So, except a sample, all other words are related to hypothesis, research tools, research objectives, etc. What is the criterion for formulating a hypothesis? The criterion for formulating a hypothesis is that they can be verified after experiment. They should specify the dependent and independent variables. They should be closer to the known facts. All of the above according to the definition of hypothesis. The characteristics of hypothesis are given here actually. Male and female students perform equally well in a numerical aptitude test. This statement indicates research hypothesis, null hypothesis, directional hypothesis, statistical hypothesis. Well, this statement indicates a statistical hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis is an assumption about a particular parameter. A good hypothesis should be formulated in such a way that it can be tested by the data. It should be precise, specific, and consistent with most known facts. It is of limited scope and should not have global significance. So all of the above statements are true according to the definition of a good hypothesis. What is the meaning of null hypothesis? Difference between two parametric means is zero. Very true. The difference is due to error in sampling. This is also true according to the characteristics of hypothesis. So both of them, what is the meaning of null hypothesis? Both of them is the right answer. None of them it is given, it is wrong. A research hypothesis is generally converted into null hypothesis because it is a general statement. It is a vague statement. It is safer. It can be tested statistically. Of course, a research hypothesis is generally converted into null hypothesis because it cannot be tested statistically. Only null hypothesis can be tested statistically. Why is it essential to convert the research hypothesis into null hypothesis? Research hypothesis is not a scientific statement. Research hypothesis does not express the relationship existing between the dependent and the independent variable. Research hypothesis cannot be tested statistically, none of the above. So why is it essential to convert the research hypothesis into null hypothesis? Because research hypothesis cannot be tested statistically. It has to be changed into a null form. Which is not true about hypotheses. They act as a framework for stating the conclusions. They provide directions to research and prevent the review of irrelevant literature and collection of useless data. They enable the researcher to clarify the procedure and methods to be used in the research. They prejudice the researcher in favor of certain results. Well, all the above three, A, B, C are the correct options. They are true about hypothesis. The last one, they prejudice the researcher in favor of certain results, is something wrong. Which of the following cannot be considered a quality of good hypothesis? Well, clarity, feasibility, plausibility, or feasibility, verifiability, all are the characteristics of a good hypothesis except modifiability. Once we have established a hypothesis, we can only test whether it is true or false. We cannot change according to our whims and fancies. So the modifiability is not a quality of a good hypothesis. What is a good or adequate hypothesis? It should be limited in scope, It should not be a punch-up relationship. It should be consistent with the known theories and facts. All are true according to the definition of a good, adequate hypothesis. What is irrelevant in the context of the criteria of acceptable hypothesis? A hypothesis should be testable, no doubt. A hypothesis should be clearly and precisely stated. A hypothesis should state the expected relationship between the variables. A hypothesis should be such that it can be proved. So, the last one is the correct one. What is irrelevant in the context of the criteria of acceptable hypothesis? A hypothesis should be such that it can be proved. No, it can be tested whether it is true or false. We cannot prove it. We can only test whether it is true or false. Only that much we can do. Thank you very much for viewing my video, dear friends. You are most welcome to comment on my content and send your queries to email ID tosj6@gmail.com or WhatsApp number I have given 948-948-5809. YouTube channel URL youtube.com/jesudasmagis. Kindly visit my channel for getting all my net related videos. Kindly subscribe. Thank you very much once again.